Okay, we are officially in quarter 2, and that's crazy. I'm so excited for what's coming. And like more than that, I feel different this quarter. I feel like there's a sense of inevitability around, and I don't really know what that means yet, but that's cool for me. I'm okay with that. So before looking forward to what's happening and what's coming up, I want to reflect for a hot second. So let's get into it. In my system for existing, at a practical level, I'm using the Alistair method. I love it so much. It's rolling weekly task management. I love it so much. I love it so much. And in the first quarter, I did the Alistair method, and I realized that I was getting like 5 to 8 things done each week. That might seem like not that many things, but when you're practicing slow productivity, 5 to 8 things in a work week is finishing one thing every day, which feels pretty decent to me. So I'm okay with 5 to 8 things. And I think knowing this and having this information about myself and like my level of productivity in the week, like on average, is actually really helpful in how I plan and how I prepare to work on things. It helps me to manage my expectations better and differently, because I kind of know now that if I put 25 things on my list for the week, it's really probable that I'm not going to get to most of those things. So I don't make a list of 25 things. We don't need to do that. We are works in progress. So I think that quarter 1 and the first 13 weeks of the year was really for percolating and laying foundations and making space for my quest to happen, doing little things that lead to the big things. But now, quarter 2, I feel, is about going deeper into things like my systems and solidifying those, making sure that they're working for me properly, and also leaning into my mindset and focusing on like fully understanding my intentions behind the choices that I'm making, because sometimes we just do things and we don't know why we're doing them and we end up somewhere. But if we can really like take a second and just be like, this is why, it's like a grounding thing, and that feels good to me. So yes, quarter 1 solid. But now quarter 2, we gotta see what happens. So overall, I think for the next 13 weeks, I'm looking to build reliable actions and try to be a little bit more consistent in my everyday life things. And that feels really quite intense to me, because I generally feel like my life is pretty chaotic and all over the place and not really that consistent. So we shall see how that goes, but we can dream. Okay, so the way I'm going about this plan is that I have 3 main overarching quests that I'm gonna concentrate on for now. And that feels okay. That doesn't feel overwhelming to me because it's just 3 things. We can do 3 things, you know. First thing is sorting out my morning routine, because I've realized that I have lots of quests for lots of different self-care things, and they're kind of all over the show, and I feel like grouping them and putting them together in like a structured way is better. But I feel like packaging them for myself as one thing in like a morning routine is gonna be good, because that means that we are front loading success every day. By the time I get to work, I've already achieved like 6 things, which is great. We all want to achieve 6 things by 9 a.m. So if I'm doing that, you're setting up for a really good day. That's how I feel. So, yay for morning routines. I was a little bit overwhelmed when I tried to plan the morning routine, because it was like, oh, I have to get up 40 minutes earlier. But I'm not doing that plan. I'm figuring something else out. So, I'm figuring something else out that's not as intense and not as overwhelming. The second quest is implementing plans and following through. So I feel like that sounds a little bit vague, but the thing is, Holder 1 was really all about like connections and building connections, and I feel like I've connected with a lot of people and a lot of good seeds planted, and there's been a lot of that so far this year. But now it's about taking those things and moving forward and figuring out what the next step is together. So that's exciting, because I feel like momentum builds slowly. It doesn't always like hit you in the face. So we're building and it's happening, but we do have to follow through on stuff, and we have to follow up with people. So that's a big thing in what I'm working on every day. So exciting, because the possibilities are endless with where we can take stuff. We just have to be creative and find the resources. So that's gonna happen. I am convinced and determined. So the third thing that I am focusing on quite intensely this quarter is working my way towards being debt free. So I've been speaking about this for like years, but I didn't have a plan. I mean, I had a plan, but it wasn't a solid plan, and I didn't stick to the plan. So now I have a new plan, and it's solid, and I have established it as the only plan right now. The challenge is gonna be sticking to that plan. We are stepping into a better money mindset. So I'm excited about that. That one does take a while to percolate and to establish success, but it's happening. I feel very much like a grown up when I have like these money plans and they work out. Like that's like top tier adulting right there. And then apart from like the standard main overall quests, there's always gotta be a small win, right? We can't just like let them happen. We have to plan them and then execute them so that we can have them. The small win for this quarter is that I'm trying to declutter my clothes cupboard, and that doesn't feel super intense because I'm doing it slowly. I am attached to things, so working through some feelings about it, but we're doing it. This feels cool because when it's done, it means that I will know exactly what I have. I will know what I need or what I think I need, and I can figure out whether I actually do need those things. We shall see. For me, doing the declutter feels like a simple way that I can be more intentional and show up differently with a new energy because I'm aware of what I'm wearing and what I'm looking like when I show up at places, and I'm caring a little bit more about that. That might seem like a small thing, but I feel like it's gonna have a pretty big impact. Because when you show up and you look different, you feel different, and different things happen. So that feels cool. But now, there are obviously sub-quests and mini-quests and the odd side quest that was unplanned but very cool. Those are happening, but having these main big picture quests and missions, it lets me take a breath and align my action and build momentum. And I love the flow that's kind of developing that I'm seeing as I make these plans and pick these quests, is that we're kind of zooming in and then we zoom out. And while we're doing the zooming, we're also achieving things along the way. And that's awesome. I think that's a great place to be, and that's my focus. I would love to know how you are focusing this quarter. Are you zooming in or are you zooming out? Share your vibe in the comments. I can't wait to hear about it.